At 76 years old, Brian Johnson, the powerhouse voice behind AC/DC's most legendary anthems, has finally revealed the truth that fans had long suspected but never confirmed. The man whose gravelly, electrifying vocals turned back in black, "You Shook Me All Night Long," and thunderstruck into timeless rock staples has lived a life marked by monumental success, heartbreaking challenges, and a deeply personal battle he kept hidden for years. Since taking over as lead singer after the tragic death of Bon Scott in 1980, Johnson not only managed to keep the band alive but helped propel them to even greater heights, cementing their status as one of the greatest rock acts in history. To the outside world, he was unstoppable, the eternal frontman in his trademark flat cap, flashing that infectious grin and commanding sold-out arenas with boundless energy. Yet behind the curtain, Johnson was facing a devastating struggle that threatened to take away the very thing that defined his life, his ability to hear. Fans had begun to notice subtle changes during performances, moments when Johnson would step back from the microphone or when the band altered setlists without explanation. Rumors about his health spread quickly, but Johnson remained silent, unwilling to let the world see the depth of his struggle. Now he has opened up, admitting that his hearing loss had become so severe that doctors warned him he was on the verge of total deafness. If he continued to perform in that condition, they said, he risked losing his hearing entirely. In 2016, this grim reality forced him to make the heartbreaking decision to step away from AC/DC, a move that left him shattered. For a man whose life revolved around the deafening roar of the crowd and the thunderous riffs of Angus Young's guitar, the silence was crushing. Johnson admitted he fell into a deep depression, feeling stripped of not just his career but his very sense of purpose. Fans feared it was the end of an era, that one of rock's most iconic voices had been silenced forever. But the story didn't end there. After undergoing groundbreaking treatment to restore part of his hearing, Johnson slowly found his way back. In 2020, he made a triumphant return for AC/DC's Power Up album, proving his fire and passion were still as fierce as ever. Now, reflecting on his journey, Johnson speaks with gratitude, saying his greatest fear was never losing fame, but losing the connection with the fans who had stood by him for more than 4 decades. His admission is a powerful reminder that even rock legends are human, facing the same vulnerabilities and battles as anyone else. Yet it also stands as proof that with determination, innovation, and sheer willpower, you can rise again, returning to the stage, the spotlight, and the life you were meant to live.